full of stress and worries. The competitive world has given us a challenging life, and many a times we cannot cope up with a fast-paced life, which leads to physical, mental, and emotional disorders, which shatter us completely. In the modern world, mental health disorders have become a leading cause of disability globally, exacerbating human health. With the divine blessings of Lord Dhanvantriji, hope lies in Ayurveda. Dr. Navdeep Sharma, a spiritual healer from the city of the Golden Temple. His graduation from Sri Lakshmi Narayan Ayurvedic College, one of the oldest institute in our country, associate with Sri Durgyana Education Foundation. His masters from the University of Madras. His PhD in the role of Ayurvedic herbs in psychological disorders. Listed in the World Book of Records for promoting Ayurveda and developing a chain of Ayurvedic treatment and Panchkarma centers in various parts of the globe.
डॉक्टर नवदीप शर्मा को दुनिया भर में आयुर्वेद का जागरूकता फैलाने के लिए सम्मानित किया गया। लंदन में इंडो यूके लीडरशिप समिट में द वर्ल्ड बुक ऑफ रिकॉर्ड्स ने दिया उत्कृष्ट पुरस्कार।
लंदन में इंडो यूके लीडरशिप समिट का आयोजन, आयुर्वेद को लेकर जागरूकता पर जोर, द वर्ल्ड बुक ऑफ रिकॉर्ड्स इन लोगों को किया सम्मानित।
Commendable Global Recognition Award was received by Dr. Navdeep Sharma and Dr. Monica Sharma on behalf of ND Care Nirogam Private Limited for leading Ayurvedic services at the British Parliament, UK.
ब्रिटेन में बता भारत का डंका, नवदीप शर्मा और डॉक्टर मोनिका शर्मा को मिला आउटस्टैंडिंग कंट्रीब्यूशन टू आयुर्वेदिक हेल्थ सर्विस पुरस्कार।
Dr. Navdeep Sharma has also been awarded the title of Pranacharya by the Akhil Bharatiya Ayurveda Mahasammellan.
आयुर्वेदिक डॉक्टर नवदीप शर्मा को युवा प्राणाचार्य की उपाधि दी गई। भारतीय आयुर्वेद महासम्मेलन में सम्मानित किया गया। कार्यक्रम में मनोज तिवारी मौजूद रहे।
नवदीप शर्मा को विश्व के सबसे युवा प्राणाचार्य की उपाधि मिली। अखिल भारतीय आयुर्वेद महासम्मेलन में मनोज तिवारी भी शामिल हुए।
Up next, most trusted Ayurveda-based healthcare brand of the year, and it goes to ND Care Nirogam Private Limited. Dr. Navdeep Sharma, Director, to please join us on stage.
देखिए, अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी जी हमारे लिए बड़े ऑनर्ड हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर रहे हैं, बहुत बड़े लीडर रहे हैं और उनका अवार्ड, उनके सम्मान में किए गए समागम में अवार्ड मिलना अपने आप में बहुत मायने रखता है।
Regular panelist on various national and international media channels.
आते हैं कोरोना संदेश।
सभी व्यूअर्स को मैं डॉक्टर नवदीप शर्मा नमस्कार करता हूँ। पिछले 21 वर्षों से दुनिया भर में आयुर्वेद के माध्यम से मैं इलाज कर रहा हूँ और आज मैं देख पा रहा हूँ कि पूरा विश्व आयुर्वेद की ओर इम्यूनिटी बढ़ाने के लिए एक उम्मीद से देख रहा है। सदियों से ही हमारे यहाँ राजा महाराजा चांदी के बर्तनों में भोजन का सेवन करते थे अपनी इम्यूनिटी को बढ़ाने के लिए। तो आप सबके घरों में चांदी की पायल, बैंगल, पेंडेंट, कोई भी आभूषण हो।
A very good day to all of you in this live interactive session of ours where we generally try to discuss quality Ayurveda with you, and while we discuss Ayurveda with you, we also try to take the maximum of your questions. नमस्कार, हमारे इस लाइव इंटरैक्टिव सेशन में आप सभी का स्वागत है और हर बार की तरह आपके क्वेश्चंस हम मैक्सिमम लेंगे। एंड एज आई ऑलवेज टेल यू दैट वन ऑफ आवर लाइव्स which is the afternoon live is for our national patients, which is generally majority and primarily in Hindi, and the live which we generally do in the evening as per the Indian Standard Time is generally meant for our US, UK, Canada and all other patients, so that the questions which we take in this live are primarily in English. But yes, in case any one of you is there who is not able to understand English, for that person we can also take the question in Hindi. So आप सभी के क्वेश्चन हर बार की तरह ही that will be our priority, and as I always say, autism is a temporary phase in the life of a child if it's treated timely. Now that if is very important. The younger the age of the child, the easier it becomes for the parents. If we really want these little ones to come out of this phase of their life, we cannot be waiting at our own homes. We cannot make ourselves comfortable. There are so many parents who will always tell our team that, see, I am going to a psychotherapy center which is very near me, or they will say, it's tough for me to bring my child to you guys and get him or her analyzed. And there are others who have already accepted that yes, the child is not going to come out of autism. Please do remember, If you believe that the child can come out of autism, the child is definitely going to come out of autism, and you have to come out of your comfort zone. Yes, meeting us, our team, and especially if you want a direct one-on-one consultation is going to be tough, because there are so many patients currently, so many children currently who are experiencing a phase called autism, ADHD, GDD in their life. So let us not keep on waiting for an NHS expert to evaluate our child and tag that child as being autistic. If we feel that the child is not having complete speech like a normal child, if we feel that the child is not having eye contact in a proper way, if we feel that the child is non-verbal, if we feel that the child is hyperactive, if we are having signs and symptoms which resemble some of the signs and symptoms of autism, ADHD, without waiting for our child to be tagged with these ailments, let us work together to bring the child out of that phase. The younger the age, the easier it is for us. So, coming back to your questions, which are the most important for us, we are having Anusha Sharma, patient over here with us. And Anusha ji, you have mentioned your ID. So, my daughter age 12 plus, her speech has come with 3 to 5 word sentences, but articulation is not clear. Her behavior is play with rope and threads, hanky, etc. Her expressive language is my main concern. Sanjana is the coordinator who is coordinating with you currently. Devyanshi is the name, and you are from Sikkim, Mr. K. N. Sharma, and you have I have been updated that you are having sessions with Gunjan, and after Gunjan you started with sessions with Vidhi. So when we talk about a two-way speech, see, it's good that Devyanshi is having a good developed speech, but when we talk about two-way speech, it again has to be developed through ABA, through creation of certain situations for your child. So try to create maximum situations for your child where you create a situation and wait for her to speak. Now, how to create that situation is always guided by my ABA expert. If you feel that we want a two-way speech to happen and it is a bit on the slower side, involve Gurpriya also along with the sessions of Vidhi, and let's have more than one sessions per week. But otherwise, even if you don't go for it, if you go up a bit patiently, gradually you will see that a two-way speech will also develop in her case. Since her age is 12 years and 6 months, that is why it must be taking a bit of time. But then since you are already experiencing good recovery, that is a positive for us. You are taking Breno A syrup, Babuna drops, something which can be added over here. You are also taking Breno R plus syrup, something which can be added over here for enhancing a two-way speech is Saraswatarishtam with gold. So you can add Saraswatarishtam with gold with the rest of the medicines for her, and that will be giving her a quicker recovery when it comes to development of a two-way speech. Raghavendra Kumar ji, you have mentioned that I am Raghavendra Kumar, my son Adarsh Kumar, age 8 plus years. सर मेरा सवाल है कि ऑटिज्म रिकवरी के लिए मेडिसिन का कितना परसेंट और एबी का कितना परसेंट भूमिका हो सकता है. So basically, I would like to repeat the question of Mr. Adarsh for all our international viewers, because this question is really very important. So Mr. Adarsh over here, this is the father Raghavendra ji, is asking us that since I always guide to use ABA and our herbs simultaneously, so how much is the percentage of the role of each one of these in autism treatment as far as my research and experience is concerned? So we need to be very careful that how these are going to work. There's a very delicate tandem in these. So what happens is the herbs which we are using, basically they bring the child to the level of positivity, to the level of acceptance, and along with that a increased concentration span, a less hyperactivity, a less aggression, where the child becomes more observant of what the parents, the teachers, the trainers, they are doing for the child. And now when that has happened, the ABA creeps in. ABA, as it's termed, applied behavior analysis. Now unluckily, in majority of the centers, when we go for ABA, It is the command based ABA which is followed, where the child is given multiple commands. A command based ABA is not the one about which I am talking about. It is the right one, the non command based ABA. And a very delicate balance has to be maintained, and that is where our expertise is. So, what our psychotherapists who have been specifically trained under me do is that while we are giving the herbs which are good for your child, the right kind of ABA is selected by observing the behavior of your child. And when both work in tandem, it is around 60% role of good ABA and around 40% role of the herbs. But having said that, if we miss out on the herbs, ABA is not going to work. And if we miss out on ABA, the one which I am telling, not the command based one, if we miss out on the ABA, the herbs, yes, they still will give a reduced hyperactivity, a increased concentration span, but is that only what we want? No. We want the child to come out of autism, and for that to happen, the combined thing, and that is what my research is about. And now I am doing DLIT. I am a scholar for DLIT after my PhD. Again, I am researching further with a large number of autistic kids who regularly come our way. We are diligently working. So that is why they go hand in hand. Going for the next question. The next question is from Anil Gupta ji. सर मेरा बेटा 3 years का है, ये कब तक बोलेगा? मीनिंगफुल स्पीच नहीं आ रही, बट राइम्स की एक लाइन रिपीट करता है, मामा पापा भी बोलना शुरू नहीं किया। सर बहुत बुलवाया पर ये बोलता है, कमांड फॉलो करता है थोड़ी बहुत, जैसे ये रख दो या चले जाओ। एंड आई हैव बीन टोल्ड इन दिस रिगार्ड्स दैट I'll again be repeating the question in English for all of those of you who are there with us from the international arena. Now, the question of the parent over here is a 3.5 years aged child, and the parents are concerned about this, that when will the child start speaking. So, any one of you where the parents are there with us right now and the child is below 4.5 years of age, always remember that is the very ideal age to make a child speak. Because if a child is below 4.5 years of age, that means that yes, he is at a reflex language development age. But what is missing over here in case of Anil Gupta ji is the number of sessions. So far from February, we have only done 10 sessions with Gunjan and 2 sessions with Rahul. Now, what is very important for us to understand over here is that the sessions, if the frequency of the session is bi-weekly or tri-weekly, specifically at this age of child, you can see your child Dakshit speaking very quickly. The ABA sessions are really very important over here. Please don't miss out on those. And specifically, if the age of child is so less, if you want, you can be there with us at one of our centers and we can do it for you very quickly. But it has to be one of us, either you getting the training and you doing it for your child, or we doing it for him, but one of us has to do it. Then you will see the child speaking very quickly, and maybe within 6 months you can see him being partially verbal, like Papa biscuit, Mama biscuit, Papa market, Mama market. But then for that to happen, ABA is not to be missed. For all of you who join us and who are there with us from UK, I would like to tell you there's an upcoming trade delegation from the government of India over there for United Kingdom, and I'm going to be a part of it. Otherwise, generally, all my visits to UK are 6 month on 6 monthly basis, where I meet my regular parents and kids who meet me, and then some referrals. I seldom take the new cases because now with 24 years in practice, it becomes tough for me to accommodate the new ones because of my commitments to the ones whose case I have taken in my hand. But this time around, since I'll be over there for a special visit for 2 days, I have spared out 2 days for some meets. So you can reach my team out for those, and in this particular visit of mine, we shall be taking some new cases also. So you can get back to the team, and do remember the videos are really very important. Even if you're coming to meet over there in UK, don't forget to share the videos consistently with my team so that the team can analyze that. We can exactly focus on what behavior patterns need to be addressed. Now, when the parents they come to us, they share their experiences with us that see my child is hyperactive, see my child is not verbal, my child becomes aggressive. Now, one perspective is the perspective from which the parents are observing their children. The parents are not psychotherapists. With due respect to their observation, we need to evaluate those things, those behavior patterns from a psychotherapeutic perspective so that we exactly know what are the key areas which need to be addressed. So that's why do not forget to share the videos with us as I just requested. They are really very important for us to be evaluating. Now moving further ahead, the next question is from Samira Voraji. Hello sir, my name Samira and mom so Nikhil is guide me. Please check my baby's file and the details which have been shared our way by Nikhil. The age is 4 years and you are taking online treatment for your child and 8 sessions have been done under Amar. Mukta Pishti, Brenoir, pumpkin seed are being used and the main problem is speech and understanding. Now over here what I would like to know from your end is if you are there with us, please write it down on the text box for me. When we say that the main concerns are understanding, share one or two instances where the child showed that the understanding is missing. Now what is very important over here to know is that one is incapability, the other one is unwillingness. When we say the child is showing less understanding, now it becomes important for us to understand whether the child is incapable, the child is having some problems with the processing centers of brain or something like that, that the child is not capable of showing that understanding. And the other thing is an unwillingness, where the child is unwilling, the child is not getting involved in what is being asked from the child. Now if unwillingness is the case, now that is an ideal case to recover very quickly. If incapability is there, it takes a longer time to make the child come out of that incapability. But what is most important over here as a parent for you to realize is that see, where a parent may feel that his or her child is incapable, in reality, in most of those cases, when as a psychotherapist we evaluate, we see that it is an unwillingness which we can change into willingness. So that is why the importance of those videos really come into handy for us. For all of those where I am missing out the questions, I would really like to apologize because we have to prioritize the questions of our members, the ones who have joined our channel. That is our priority. Once we finish off with the questions of our regular members, then we try moving on to the other questions if we are left over with ample time. And still over there, where we are not able to take any of your questions, the helpline numbers are there on your screen. You're always more than welcome to share your concerns over there on the helpline number, because see, when we say it's autism, when we say it's ADHD, when we say it is GDD, global developmental delay, and when we say it's a learning disability, when we say it's a speech disorder, now all these things are not a wait and watch kind of a stuff. Many a times we prefer going to a psychotherapist who is just next door to us, near to us. Many a times we feel that NHS and other the health system of our country, for those of you who are there in US and Canada, we feel that yes, we have been allocated a psychotherapist for our child who can bring the child out of this phase. So for all of those where we feel that yes, we don't need to take the proper support and we can do it by those things, with due respect to what you guys are doing with them, for once ask those people that can my child come out of autism? And you will get a very clear reply that no, he's not going to make it out of that. And that's why many of us, we start believing that. And that belief is the biggest hindrance for a child who has been blessed by God that Almighty with a normal life, with a life which the child can lead happily, independently, and he has been gifted autism only because of carelessness which we had in the initial years of his life, when we gave him a lot of screen time, when we handed him over a mobile. So the mistake in most of the cases has been made by us, and now when God has given us a chance to rectify that mistake, still many a times we seek the more comfortable path, the more comfortable one, where we try going to any other psychotherapist the very next door, when we try making ourselves satisfied with the one who is coming at our own home, despite them saying that yes, we can help, but we cannot bring the child out of autism. So that is why it really becomes very important that we meet, we consult, we take guidance, and then we follow each and everything in a proper way, so that the child who is entirely capable of completely coming out of autism, saying goodbye to autism, doesn't have the slightest signs of it once he or she says goodbye to autism. The next question which I can see over here is Ajay Kumar ji. Ajay ji, I am shared that yes, you are there with us, and Tanish Kumar, your name, but I am still waiting for your question from my team. In case I am able to catch up with that question, I will definitely be replying you back. And Ignite Learning. Sir, we are having our treatment since July, taking herbs, psychotherapy and oiling therapy. Child is very stubborn and cranky. What should we do to reduce the crankiness and stubbornness? Ashima is your coordinator, and it's since July 1. So now we are in the ending part of August. So around 1.5 months since we started the things. It's it's Mukta Pishti, Brainoir hot sip, and then Brainoir concentrated. And 5 psychotherapy sessions are being done. So what I really want over here to you guys to be doing is, we can add on another psychotherapist when we really feel that the child is too stubborn, and at times the guidance given by one psychotherapist is something which is getting tough for the parents. We either ask the parents that leave all of the tasks on a side, come to us for 3 months, let us do all the work for you. That is one part and one way of going for the stuff, and we can do everything for you in that regards. If that is possible, there is nothing like that. The second thing, let Rahul do what he's doing, add Gurpriya in that to be taking care of the stubbornness part. That is the second thing which can be done. The third thing, which is easier, you can add Jetamansi oil in this medicine, because Jetamansi oil is another step which without side effects brings down the stubbornness. Pumpkin oil is not being added over here. You can add pumpkin oil over here, 8 drops in the morning, 8 drops in the evening. So if you want the medicinal approach, yeah, they are without side effects. You can add pumpkin oil and you can add Jatamansi oil. These two are the oils which you can add for him to bring down the stubbornness. Another thing which I just mentioned, going for a bi-weekly ABA, one with Rahul, one with Gurpriya, and the third, the best one, if you can spare out some days, around 3 months will require you to be over here, and you will see a drastic change coming his way. And since then it is a curriculum, it is a program where we train the parents also. During entire this time, you will see the child improving also, the child getting training also, the parents getting training also. That makes it easier for the entire family. But in any case, it's just 1.5 months. It generally takes 3 to 4 months to start visualizing some positive changes. So be positive and carry on with the right kind of the treatment which we are giving your way. So there are still multiple questions which are over there which really need to be answered, but as I just mentioned, since our priority is our members. So any one of you where you feel that the question was missed by me, because there are some general guidelines for each parent which I really want to share. See, in most of the cases where the parents they don't prefer to come to us, and the parents they prefer learning and doing it at their own end, in the beginning, for the first 10 sessions at least, always remember our psychotherapist is trying to learn, to trying to understand the behavior of your child, because the name of the therapy is ABA, Applied Behavior Analysis. So for the first at least 10 sessions, let our psychotherapist analyze what your child is doing, where the child is cooperating, where the child is not cooperating. So even if for the first 10 sessions the child is not cooperating, you should not be demotivated. Some of the therapies are being done to understand the response of your child on what the child is going to do and what the child is not following. So that is why it becomes very important for us to realize is that it will take some time at least for your child, especially if the child is above 4.5 years of age, for you to be visualizing the positive changes. So we should not be demotivated if the age of the child is more and the changes are a bit slow to come. Because when I did this research, I saw that each and every child responds where the parents are cooperative. Don't leave it on anyone else. Do it yourself or come to us. Don't leave it on therapy centers around you. There is no one that you leave your child to that particular place and pick up your child after 3 to 4 hours, and that therapy center can bring your child out of autism. It's only and only if you yourself are doing the stuff by taking guidance, or we over here are doing the stuff for you. Our experts are doing the stuff for your child and we are training you. We need to work like this, and then the child is going to come out of autism. A very common question which the parents often ask my coordinators. We are having so many centers around us. Why do we need to come to you guys? A very common thing which I always tell them. We respect all the therapy centers around you. Yes, those guys are really working very hard, and in many cases we need those therapy centers to work in tandem with us. But honestly, ask any one of those therapy centers how many autistic kids you were able to cure, how many GDD kids you were able to cure. I don't feel there's even a single one they will be able to show to you, because they can give minor improvements with OT, occupational therapy, the therapy which they go for, a therapy which makes the child more robotic. They can use speech therapy, but for a child to be completely normal, for a child to completely come out of autism, now that is not going to happen till the time, along with the herbs, someone really works for your child and tries to understand the behavior pattern of your child, and then understands what are the problems as parents you are facing, where you want the team to be working, and then certain targets are fixed every month, and in each 6 months we see a drastic change coming the way of child. Sana Junaid ji, I really thank you for becoming our member, and I would appreciate if you can share your question with us, because uh, soon we are closing off with today's live. In case I am unable to take your question today, the helpline number is there in front of you. Any one of you, in fact, any one of you, wherever you feel your question was missed, my sincere apologies from you. Believe me, the questions of each and every one of you is important for me, because I can very well understand that as a parent, how tough it is socially, with a child running here and there, not listening to you, and at your own home, when your child is not saying you mama, papa, not coming to hug you, not sharing the emotions with you, it really becomes very tough. And I really wish I can help out each and every child, each and every parent who is facing this particular circumstance. So let us say goodbye to autism through Ayurveda, and remember, yes, Ayurveda and psychotherapy together have the capability to do that. So for all of you at UK, you can get back to the team on the exact days of my availability over there. And for all of you from other parts of the world, stay tuned. Don't miss out on the live sessions. And here's coming your way a small video on how we prepare the Mukta Pishti, the Pearl Pishti, in a traditional method so that it really works blissfully on the mind of your child. Thank you for joining us. Have a good day. Namaskar.
The quality of medication, it really needs to be very good. We at NDK Nirogam Private Limited always try to make the best efficacious medications, keeping in mind the traditional values, the traditional methods which have been laid down by our ancient acharyas for preparing those medicines, and at the same time taking care of all the parameters that are laid down by the modern medical science, the Ayush department, and the various regulatory authorities around the globe. That is why when we are using the specific Ayurvedic combinations prepared at ND Care Nirogam Private Limited, we can be rest assured that the second part, the second Chatushpad, is always at its level best, and the patients who are reaching out to Ayurveda for their ailments are getting the best quality medications and the best outcome of their treatments.